Hello all, and welcome back to another wonderful Ponytown news update video. Today we have ourselves version 0.107.0, sounds like a radio station, but we have a nature update. It adds a bunch of new island placeables as well as main map decorations. The main map is far better now, in my opinion. You could see a snippet of the main island. I believe this is the main island anyway, right over here. Well, it's not really the main island, but it looks like the main island. There's some places here that look like the main island that look just like this. They added new sitting spots around the map, and that's basically one of them. Added rocks, trees, logs, and lavenders around the map. They added wood cutting decorations to certain outdoor spots. Yes, that's right. There are now axes and wood cutting and all that kind of stuff. You can't actually cut the wood itself, but you can pick up the wood, and that's kind of a nice little thing. They added more pillows and cushions around the map, and lily pads, water lilies, and rocks to some water areas. Added some sea oats to beaches. By the way, all of these are also in your placeable objects now on the party island as well. They added ability to place books to certain outdoor spots. This is most likely going to be things like some of the new log tables that they have around the map, as well as maybe a few other little spots. Have fun looking for those. They added a bunch of new placeables here, as you can see, and then a bunch of more nature placeables. And interestingly enough, they added the new placeable tool to the smithing object, and they added placeable growing carrots and a small wide rug. And they also added autumn versions of the vines, hanging vines, small and large bushes. They added the ability for objects to detect land type. Now, this is going to be probably the most interesting part of the new objects and stuff like that, because this could lead to a lot of more interesting stuff in the future. Basically, what it does is if a rock is placed on grass, it'll put grass around it, and if it's placed on water, it will know that it's been placed in water, that kind of jazz. And that's probably going to be really good for a lot of stuff going in the future. Hard to say how much that's going to help in the future. This may just be the full extent of it, but I think this could lead somewhere interesting in the future. They added rock variants based on land type, of course, again with the whole detect land type thing. They added water wake animations to more rocks because of the detect land type. They also added the rose bushes and the blueberry bushes to gardening category, so you can find those in that category now. They haven't moved, but they've been added to that category. They've also merged water rocks with small rocks, so if you were looking for water rocks now, you're gonna have a hard time looking for them. If you used to just search water to find them, you will now have to search small rocks or even just rocks to find it, because it is now called small rocks instead of water rocks. They renamed some objects. I don't know why they reiterate that here, but they also improved carrots, stumps, and round. Basically, just they started improving some colliders and sprites and stuff like that, as well as clovers and carrot spawning, because before, clovers used to be able to spawn underneath 3-leaf clovers, causing a lot of confusion. I believe now that won't be the case. They can probably spawn slightly under it, but before, they used to be completely underneath 3-leaf clovers, making it basically impossible to tell there was a 4-leaf clover there for you to collect. But that should be fixed now because they've improved it. They've also improved the carrot spawning. Before, again, in the carrot farm, they used to be just kind of all on top of each other, and they would spawn inside of each other and stuff, and it was a whole mess. That shouldn't happen now, but it may still happen. Who knows? If they've improved it enough, only time will tell. But they also improved detecting ponies standing on objects in water, improved determining if objects in water are bobbing or not. These couple of things here are probably something that you will slowly notice the more you play after this update, because some things that you used to have that were, for example, maybe a bridge that you had, it may be broken now, to be honest with you, because they improved. They quote-unquote improved determining if objects in water are bobbing or not. This could have broken some stuff. This could have fixed certain things. It's hard to say now, but as time goes on, people will slowly discover how many of their builds might have been affected by this. But yes, your builds might have been affected in this update. After that, they obviously just fixed a bunch of different issues and stuff like that, and there is quite a few fixes there. But we're not here just for the fixes, we're here for all the interesting stuff. So boom, here we go. Here's all the new items. We'll go to the main map in here in a second, but I wanted to show all these new items and stuff. We have, of course, the small log table with cloth, and the name in this is so weird to me, because it is a log table with cloth, small log table with cloth 2. I honestly thought when I looked at this for the first time that this was the new longest name in the build menu, but no, it's still what it used to be. This one doesn't have color variants, which I honestly think is a misstep on their part. I think that should have some kind of color variant, because just a plain, oh, well, that was a large one, but just a plain like cloth like that could be done in so many different ways. They could have had a white one, a black one, a red one, a green one, all these other colors and stuff like that. But no, you can, if you're gonna use this one, if you're gonna use the plain color, it has to be white. I don't know why they decided to do that, but they did for some reason. Then you have the large table, and then the same thing with the other large log tables, all like this. They all have different variants. For some reason, there isn't a white version of these. I'm really not sure why they did that, because they have done that with everything else so far. It's weird that they haven't done a white version of these log tables. I want to argue that maybe that's why this is like this, but it's weird because I want, you know, something like this that has a white stripe, you know, maybe not a white stripe, but like maybe a black stripe with white or something. That way we can have a white variant, you know what I'm saying? But maybe that's asking too much. Then they have this new small wide rug. This doesn't look like a new item, but it is a new item. If we actually go to the indoor tab, you can see we used to have a large wide rug, but we didn't have a small wide rug. And so what they've done is they added this new small wide rug. And of course you can change the color of it as well. I just didn't want to put a bunch of them on my island. But you have these log seats now, these log piles, and the firewood pile. This has been renamed, actually. This used to be called a log pile, but it is now a firewood pile. Yeah, you can see that the log pile is now this huge pile, and the firewood pile is now this small pile here, because that's how that only makes sense. And as you saw a minute ago, I can actually pick it up and move around with it and stuff. I can't eat it, obviously, but we have other logs here. These are definitely stuff you're gonna enjoy finding on the main map and stuff, because they look so great, and you can sit on some of them. These ones that are laying on the ground, they're called log pieces for some reason, kind of a weird name, but anyway, we have some lavenders in the game now, which you can eat, and of course all kinds of stuff like wood chips, which, oh, you actually can't pick those up. I thought you could pick up the wood chips. Anyway, you can pick up the axes, and you can have fun whacking people with axes, maybe, I don't know, and some sea oats. This was a weird one because I didn't know that's what these things were called, but apparently they're called sea oats, and I don't know. They're sea oats. You can find these around the beaches and stuff like that. Maybe some other parts on the map as well. And you can see now we have the growing stages of the carrots on the main party island, on the party island as well as on the main map. Before we only had them on the main island, but now we can actually place them as placeable objects. And we have 3 different kinds of lilies. These are interesting because if you place them, they change randomly rotation. Oh, why did it automatically switch to the other one? See, as you can see, it's just randomly rotating to other sides and stuff. And for some reason, they didn't want to make this rotatable. So if you want to find a specific rotation of a lily pad, you just have to sit here and either spam them like I did there, or scroll to the pumpkin, then scroll back to this, or hit shift, or hit escape. There's many other ways you can basically rotate it, which is annoying. But yeah, a lot of new lily pads there. Well, I guess not necessarily a lot, just a few there. And then we have these lilies, which, fun fact about lilies, they're actually dangerous to cats. They can't even smell lilies, or they'll just fucking die. So if you have any cat OCs, or if you have spoogles here, keep spoogles far away from those, because that's not allowed. We have a bunch of new rocks as well, and as you can see, they have like grass inside of them. But if I get my water out here real quick and splash that on them, boom, the grass is gone. Or if I want to do ice, boom, they don't have anything underneath them, because that's just how it is. And I can do like sand, and it won't, I mean, it does a little bit of interesting stuff with sand and dirt, but it doesn't do anything with ice and water. It'll detect water and everything. It's like, oh, it's a water rock now. How about that? And I think that's such a cool thing, being able to use these both on land and sea, because before, if you wanted like this rock right here, you could put on your island, and it wouldn't have grass around it or anything special like that. And so if you put it in the water, it would basically be how like it would look like this, where it doesn't have any wake around it, it doesn't have anything special around it. And so what people used to do is they used to get these small rocks, formerly known as water rocks, and they would just place them around it like this to kind of give it a wake. But now you don't have to do that, because it has its own water wake, and it's able to detect if it's on dirt or grass or all these other things like that. And that's an interesting stuff. You may find that other things too do that as well, like the logs and stuff. So again, if I turn that into dirt, it's like, oh, it's filled with dirt now, but now it's filled with grass, and it's a fun time like that. They did an excellent job being able to detect this stuff. Obviously, if you want it to not detect that it's there, you can kind of put it on the edge or whatever and kind of get a weird thing like that, and it kind of looks nice. Then we got medium tree, small tree, large tree with ivy, and that's basically the last item that they've added. And again, if we go to the main island here, you'll probably notice changes relatively quickly because they did quite a few changes. Obviously, a lot of people are probably carrying axes and the sea oats and stuff now. But if we just go to like random places, you can see here, ooh, look at this. This rock is new. This didn't used to be here. And if we come over here to like the park area, there's lily pads in here now. Ooh, look at that. Also, the lilies can change colors, by the way. If I forgot to show that a minute ago, but they have different colors for them. And yeah, just a few small changes here and there. Like these rocks are just all over the place now, and they look a million times better than what they used to look like because now there's more variants in them, I guess. Some of them have moss around them and stuff like that. It's just lovely all around. See, here's some random cushions or pillows or whatever. Some of these ivy trees are scattered about. Oh, here's a pearl. I'm gonna eat that. And here's a stick as well. There is sticks. They're called branches. I believe I showed it on the party island, but forgot to like really properly show it off. You can pick them up, and weirdly enough, you can just eat them for some reason. I don't know why you can do this. It's such a weird thing. It's weird that they don't just spawn underneath trees. Here's some of those sea oats, like I said before. They spawn around like the beaches and stuff. Ooh, here's another pearl. Look at that. I'm gonna munch that up too. But yeah, even areas like this right here, just the smallest corners of the world now are a little bit more decorative and a little bit more nice. I'm gonna leave it here and let you guys explore the map for yourselves, so I don't spoil too much for you. I know some of these updates are a lot of fun just exploring them. And oh yeah, the lilies can change colors too, by the way. But yeah, just this alone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. If you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all those wonderful things like that, because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. Oh, here's another branch right here. But anyway, do all those wonderful things like that, and remember, most importantly, to stay wonderful.